Yes, can I speak to the Karate Hottie, please?
This is she.
Hey, how's it going?
Now,
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
we are excited to have you on. Really excited. A lot of the listeners know that you're going to be on. They're excited to have you on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I apologize for the confusion.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay.
yeah, no worries.
Hey, for the karate hottie, there can be some confusion. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
All right.
you had a huge fight on April 14th against Courtney Casey. Went down to the wire,
Yeah.
but you got the decision. You're 7th in the world. How did that victory feel for you?
You know, the W is all that mattered. I knew that going into it, I was, two fights below basically, and I felt like winning this fight would just get me out of the hole.
Right.
And so, I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself because then I wanted to allow myself to go in there and just perform. So I just tried to make it a point to enjoy training camp and trust my skills and ability and just have the confidence in myself to know that I could win.
So let me ask a quick question on that note. Those 2 losses, were they really like dwelling on you? Because you'd mentioned it prior, like those are top contenders. So you really couldn't, like, one's the champion right now. So like, how much of those did that affect the way you trained going in for the Courtney Casey fight?
The one loss sucks. 2 losses back to back is even worse.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
But just putting things into perspective, really, just thinking about it and watching other people fight, watching Joanna fight, watching, these top-level fighters, Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw, Cub Swanson, these guys, even Donald Cerrone, these guys, they fight and they're legends, but we all have bad days in the office. The only difference is when we have a bad day, it follows us. It stays on our record. People continue to talk about it until, like I said, you can dig yourself out of that hole. And so I just had to understand that, just because I lost, the loss doesn't make me who I am as a fighter. It doesn't make me who I am as a person. It was just a moment in time. And I've gone back and I've learned from those losses. I've learned the things that allowed me to lose, and it's made me a better fighter and person from it.
Absolutely. So I actually read where you said, you don't make fighting a chore, but make it something that you love to do. And so on that note, how important is positive self-insurance in being successful in UFC? How far does a positive self-insurance take you?
I think it's everything, really, and not just in the UFC, but in life, especially nowadays with technology hovering over us every second of the day, people checking to see how many likes they have on their Instagram, checking to see how many followers they have here and there. It's like we're all consumed with the judgment of the outside world of people that we don't even know. And a lot of the times people have the guts to say negative things about you because they don't know you personally. They can't look you straight in the eyes and say it. Mm-hmm. And I think it's very important to have a positive state of mind going into the fight. Not even just positive, but just confident. A fight is won or lost before you ever step into the octagon based upon your mental stability. So I think it's huge. And I feel like for a lot of fighters, they play into that mental warfare to try to get into their opponent's head even before they step into the octagon.
Example, Conor McGregor. He wins the majority of his fights before the bell rings.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. He plays the mental warfare so well. And And it's worked for him, except for the people that don't care about the talk, and they're like, whatever, and then they just go in there and they do their thing, you know.
A good example again, Rose. She was not about the talking at all.
Yeah.
And we see that paid dividends.
She just said a prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was insane. Like,
quick question for you. I know this may be maybe too early to ask, but has there been any talks on who your next opponent is going to be, or do you have anybody in mind? You're ranked number 7, so looking up you definitely want to fight somebody ranked a little lower than you. Do you have your mind on anybody? Because there has been a lot of fights within the division.
Yeah, I haven't really talked much about it. Something that I'm going to leave up to my coaches, but I do think a fight with Carolina would be a great matchup. I know some of the other girls are already matched up. I don't know. I really haven't put much thought into it.
Right.
All right.
So also, this is a question that we ask all UFC fighters. We're keeping a tally of the question. What's the most satisfying way to win? Do you prefer a knockout victory or submission victory? You've won by both.
Submission victories are super satisfying because you have to be technical in order to execute the submission. Now, with that being said, knockout submissions are really exciting as well because it makes you feel like a warrior. I don't know how to explain it. It just
right.
Sometimes when you see red and that's all you see, it's just like war, and you just want to go. And so it is, kind of weirdly satisfying. But I would have to say I do enjoy the submission because it's like, you're basically making your opponent submit to you. So
absolutely. So
yeah.
So the fight against Casey, she was the bigger opponent, but that didn't seem to bother you. You went in there, and like
charged her.
Yeah, you went toe to toe with her.
Sure did.
Absolutely. What does a win do for you against a bigger opponent, not necessarily stronger, but just a bigger, taller, lengthier opponent?
Also consider the fact that she was the favorite going into that fight, correct?
Right.
Yeah, and my husband told me that had changed. Like, I was the favorite, and then after the weigh-ins, when everybody saw how itty-bitty I was, they were like, no, Casey's going to win.
Right. There was a huge size difference. It was definitely noticeable when watching. But to LJ's point, I mean, that just goes to show it's not the size of the dog. It's the dog in the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. When I went into fight camp, I told myself that I wasn't going to let her size be the reason why I lost. Like, at the end of the day, we both weigh in at 115 pounds, and that to me makes it even. So I can't use her size as an excuse. And so I guess I just went into the fight with that Chihuahua mentality, the little Chihuahua barking at the pit bull,
Nice. So real quick, I want your thoughts on the weight cut. Like, how bad is the weight cut? Can you kind of describe to the listeners exactly how the weight cut works?
For me, the weight cut isn't bad to 115. I used to fight at 105, and that was a hard weight cut.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't until I moved into the UFC that I switched over to strawweight. At the very beginning of my career was strawweight, but at the very beginning of my career, there weren't very many women fighting at all. So I kind of had to take it or leave it type thing. But yeah, cutting to 115 is not a problem at all. I'd probably walk around outside of camp at a 130. And then when camp starts, I just slowly cut healthy. I make sure that, I ramp up my cardio. I go for runs. I'm training 3 to 4 times a day. And I'm just eating clean, eating healthy, lots of hydration, just staying drinking. And then, so basically I cut 1 pound a week. And then when it's fight week, I water load, and then 2 days before the weigh-ins, I cut my water down. A day before the weigh-ins, I only drink water in the morning, and then I have breakfast, and then I fast for the rest of the day. And then by the time nighttime comes around, I probably have 4 or 5 pounds to cut. I'll cut about 3 or 4 pounds in the bath with Epsom salt, and then I sleep off a pound at night, and I wake up on weight.
Wow, that's great.
It's a process.
Yeah, that's a process.
Definitely a process.
So, what's your opinion on extreme weight cutting? Because I know recently it was in the news where I believe a person died with weight cutting. So,
Yeah.
What's your thought on extreme weight cutting and like not doing it the right
way,
the right way, but the fast way?
Was it in MMA, the guy that died, or was it boxing, or what was it?
I believe it was with the MMA, but it wasn't within the UFC organization. But yeah, I think it was international.
Oh,
but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My opinion is, I think that you can only be the bigger guy to where it's an advantage to you for so long, until it becomes more of a disadvantage. When you dehydrate yourself that much, you will never be able to replenish what you have taken from your body soon enough to when you fight. Now, when you're dehydrated and you're fighting, then that means there's more wiggle room for your brain to bounce off the side of your skull, which leaves you susceptible to concussions, which can lead to multiple concussions, which can lead to knockouts, which can lead to internal bleeding in the brain. It's just a vicious cycle. And I believe that it's more important to stay healthy and stay hydrated and have the ability to fight, at your truer weight.
Like Rogan, that was going to be my follow-up question. If Rogan could have his way, he said he wants everybody to fight at their natural weight. Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Nice.
It's just, when you get to the elite level, everybody's gonna try to figure out a way to have some type of advantage, because when you're evenly matched skill-wise, then what's the advantage? What is the edge that you have? In my case, I feel like the edge I have in the strawweight division is my speed, is my technicality, and so I also feel like a reason why I failed against Tisha is because I fought her fight. I wanted to stand in front of her and bang and just see how I could fare it that way, when I could have easily had just played my game, hit and moved, and maybe the outcome would have been different. But I think we need to kind of understand where our strengths are. For some people, their strength is their size.
So quick question. This is a two-part question, because Tisha Torres could also be a future opponent. How do you feel about rematches in general? Do you like the idea of not only fighting Tisha Torres again, but just in general, the rematch? Does it motivate you? Could it motivate you if you're on the winning side and you've already beat this opponent, and they want you, kind of like the Garbrandt TJ thing? Is it something like for TJ? Yeah. Is it like, man, I've already beat this guy, or can you still get that fire lit for rematches?
Well, I think it's different when you're coming from the losing end, because right. you kind of want to get some revenge. But in the case with Tisha, I'd love to fight her again. I think that if that's going to happen in the near future, the reason why I would do it is if it got me closer to the belt. So if I had to fight her again to get me closer to the belt, then yes, I would. Nice.
Okay, so this is on Wax the Podcast, so we're not just going to stick with fighting. Let me set the stage real quick. You got 15 wins, right, in the MMA. You got 3 by knockout, 9 by decision. But before you were a badass in the ring, you were a model. You also people may think that Champs versus Stars was your first reality TV star. No, ma'am. Fight Girls on Oxygen. You had the American Ninja Warrior. I mean, you're no stranger to the reality TV show after MMA. Is that something that maybe not specifically reality, but maybe acting, something in that realm, being in front of a camera? Is that something that you'll take after your fighting career?
Ninja Warrior.
Of course. Of course. I loved being on the MTV challenge because it's you still get that rush, that sense of that competitive nature comes out in me because we're competing. We were competing for money for our charities, but it's still a competition. And at the end of the day, I'm a very competitive person, and I wanted to see how I fared. Being in front of the camera is thrilling as well. It's something that I've been working on. Been trying to make my way behind the desk and analyzing some of these UFC fights. So I'm also trying to take a crack at that. But if the opportunity presents itself for me to be the next Chung Lee, then I'm down for it.
Right. Now, I have a couple of listeners that are including myself, by the way. I have been open on several occasions on the podcast. The Challenge is dead serious, my absolute favorite show. And your season, you competed with some of the Challenge vets. You had CT, of course you had Zach, Wes, Johnny Bananas. Even the girls. Tell me about some of the cast members, when it comes to CT, the Zachs, the Bananas, the Wesses. Did you get along more with another, better than another one? Or, how are they off camera? Because I know definitely how they are on camera. Are they pretty good dudes off camera?
Yeah.
I absolutely loved everybody that was on the cast. My team and the opposite team. Anissa was my neighbor, and she's just the sweetest person. She's just a very honest, genuine person, which I love about her. But she has that fire in her. Emily, she's a beast. You could tell she's really competitive, but she's kind of a hippie as well, and in her own rights. Justina was like my road dog, and her and I just stuck together to the end.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Bananas, he's hilarious. He's just he just like amplifies his personality when the cameras are around. When they're not around, he's still the same guy. It's just more amplified. Like he just knows what to say when the camera's around to push people's buttons.
Yeah.
Right.
If he, like with CT, really surprised me because he smoked like a chimney, and then he'd come out to these challenges and just blow people through the water. It was insane to me.
Shit.
Did Corey try to hit on you?
Corey did not try to hit on me. He left pretty quickly.
Pretty early, right? Yeah, pretty early.
Yeah, it was strange. I felt like the guys that were there were kind of like they were ready for him to go, so they didn't really mind that he left that early.
Yeah, so anybody that does watch the challenge, he's on the opposite alliance as, typically the Zachs and the CTs and the Bananas. So yeah, to your point, I'm pretty sure they're glad that he left. But you also had a ton of personalities on your side as well. We're talking about, I don't even know if LJ knows this, Terrell Owens was on your team for a while.
Yeah.
How was Terrell Owens? Because they kind of, in this show, I felt like they kind of painted him out to be the bad guy. He just kind of, threw a fit and left the show. Was that the case, being there?
He's not a bad guy. He's just a really competitive guy. And he's like one of those, like, you have those teammates that when they're competitive, they're serious about it. Like, there's no joking. Like, we're doing this. And you're not, if you're joking around, I'm not, we're not friends. That's how Terrell Owens was.
Yeah.
So CT and John Bananas just tore him apart. They were like, they found his button.
Right.
And they just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it.
And until he left, actually, right? So last person I got to talk. He's a Texas native. He's from Houston, Texas. The biggest personality, possibly of the whole show. My man Riff Raff. He left just straight. He left the show, right, just to go to a pool party and just played by his own rules the entire time.
Riff Raff.
How did that guys affect you guys?
Riff Raff was in his whole own world the whole time.
Yeah.
He like cracked me up. He would just always say some random stuff, and I'd be looking at him like, what does that have anything to do with any of this? And he was just, the things that he would say, sure. Super random, but actually he's pretty athletic.
He's in shape.
Some of the things that he was doing,
in shape.
Oh, he has Hogan pythons for sure. Yeah. Definitely not in the UFC testing pool for sure. Definitely not in the testing pool for sure. Other than that, Karate Hottie, now, so some of the people get an opportunity to be back on the challenge. Is that something that you'd want to do, even if it's not on the Champs versus Stars, just to compete, or you can't really focus on stuff, that type of career path right now, focusing on the fights?
If the opportunity presented itself and the timing was right, I think I would enjoy competing again. Like I said, it's still the same type of competition that gets your blood going. And the thing is, like, life is short. When opportunities present itself, you got to take them. You really, sure. you can't go through life being cautious. You gotta take risks.
Damn right.
And you gotta live life. Gotta live life.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Absolutely. So my question for you is, so I read that you said whenever you're 70, you want to show your grandchildren DVDs of you, and of like your UFC fights, to like show that like you were a complete badass at like one point. Whenever you're 70, what do you want those UFC tapes, whenever you show them to your grandchildren, what do you want those tapes to like say about you and like your UFC career, or like who you are as a person?
I'd like it to show that I had the heart of a warrior. I'd like it to show that being defined as a fighter doesn't mean that you are this vicious brute that doesn't care for life. I'd like it to show that I had good sportsmanship, that I was well-spoken, that I carried, my legacy as a martial artist with honor, and that I fought my way to the top.
Absolutely.
And let me vouch for it real quick, if I can, Michelle. You were sportsmanship wise, you gave your drink to Courtney Casey after the fight, right? Beforehand, the day it's the day prior, I believe. You're cutting weight on the bed. I think your husband's holding your phone. You're on live with all the fans. I was a part of that. You didn't address my question, but that's a whole other story. No, I'm playing. But I thought it was so nice that like you were there, interacting with your fans the day prior. You're giving your water bottle out. You're on wax today. Like, seems like you're so humble, and like I said, you're on Champs versus Stars, competing for charities. Mentioning that you want to be this great person. And, I just when it comes to, so we had Courtney Casey on the podcast prior to y'all's fight. And so I had the opportunity to really look at look at a lot of your stuff as well, so I can talk to her about her upcoming opponent, and afterwards, and looking at your post press conference interviews, and so many things. Like, you wouldn't believe how many times people said, like, man, after interviewing Courtney Casey, how many more people came up to me and was like, man, I not only am I a fan of Courtney Casey because she's on the podcast, but man, you got to love her opponent, Michelle Waterson, as well. Yeah. She's a badass, and I like how she carried herself. And did you see her giving the drink? And like, what I noticed again was like you interacting with your fans. Like, I personally want to let you know that I greatly appreciate it, and I can speak for some of the listeners and most of your fans. Keep doing what you're doing, because I kid you not, like, you're really leaving an impact on a lot of people's life. And for me personally, I can't thank you enough. You've been absolutely great. Again, keep doing exactly what you're doing, because you're doing everything right.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That really made my night. I can't say enough great things about Courtney. She really is a great sport, and I bet if all those girls weren't fighting each other and trying to punch each other in the face, we'd be best friends.
Right.
Well, again, we definitely want to be respectful of your time. I think we went a little bit over. I apologize, but I'm a super fan right now.
Yeah, me too.
It's Michelle Waterson, the Karate Hottie. You know, not only again are you on the UFC, you competed on one of my favorite shows. You give back to the people. We appreciate it.
And
Where can people find you on social media? And you're on Wax.
You know, I appreciate all of you. You know, without you guys, there wouldn't be us. So it's a give and a take. And all I can say is to embrace the journey. You know, don't fight it, ride the wave, and embrace it. And thank you guys all for always being supportive of me, no matter what. And we're gonna make it to the top. If you want to follow me in my journey, I'm probably most active on Instagram, and it's just Karate Hottie MMA.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I do apologize for going over. Tell your husband don't get mad at us for keeping you past your bedtime. I apologize. But what I will promise you is you have a lot more people, not a whole bunch more, but you have a lot more supporting you than you did last night.
Absolutely.
Again, you're absolutely amazing. Yeah. And again, everybody that's listening to this interview right now, go follow her. She's super duper humble, super duper dope, and she's a model, you know, and she's a UFC fighter, and she's a reality TV show. What more could you want? God damn it! Let's go, Michelle Waterson, the Karate Hottie on Wax the podcast. We appreciate you being on.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
And that was the Karate Hottie. Michelle Waterson. Ranked number 7 in the entire world.
She'll kick your little ass.
She'll
kick your little ass in a heartbeat.
You know, it's dead serious. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? So if she's listening to this, which she probably is because she's a fan now. Hey,
she's on Wax, so you're a fan.
I meant to mention that she was on this she was on the Champs versus Stars, and there was this basketball game. I'm so pissed off because I didn't have this written down on my agenda, but I thought I was going to remember it. There was like this football, like it's a basketball game on like a trampoline, but you could tackle and stuff.
Yeah. I remember that.
She was beasted. Just
no way.
Jesus. No. And I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was so happy. On a serious note, you know how much I love the UFC. I was definitely rooting for Michelle, the Karate Hottie, to win.
I didn't know that. A little short. You told Casey you were rooting for her. Which one are you going for?
Oh, no.
Casey, listen to this right now.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
I was riding the fence. I was going for both of you guys.
Me too. I was riding the fence too. Yep. All right, Karate Hottie. No, I mean Casey. No, I mean Karate Hottie. Nah, honestly, they both have my support.
Oh, yeah.
Karate Hottie, though. She's on my favorite TV show, so I gotta side with her a little bit. She's on my favorite TV show.
You forget those real world challenges out there. I haven't watched those in a while.
I've been telling you, they're one of my favorite shows. No bullshit.
I didn't even know that she was on those bad boys, man. I remember those been running for a long time.
30 years.
30 years?
Hey. 30 years.
MTV can crash and burn tonight, but at least keep those on.
Fuck yeah.
You can get rid of Catfish, but at least keep the road. No one wants that shit.
Get rid of TRL, but definitely keep the challenge.
Get rid of Teen Mom, but
hey, I'm a huge fan, Jersey Shore, but one had to go.
Or
Cabs are here.
Or just bring the real world back. That shit was dope. That shit was dope, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the challenges better, but yeah, the real world doper than fuck.
But Michelle Waterson. Jesus.
God, let's just talk about some of these guests real quick. We have more in store, by the way.
We have something we need to release. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But let me tell you something. This is what kills me. Is these guests have been so humble.
Oh yeah.
So nice, so friendly. Karate Hottie, like I mentioned, and I'm serious about this. How dope is it? Like the day before the fight, she's cutting weight, she's all wrapped up, and she's addressing fan questions.
Oh, what?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
A lot of people don't do that. They just lock themselves in wherever they are.
I literally hit her up, like a couple days after the fight, and was like, "Hey, need you on Wax?" Okay, sure, be my pleasure. I'm like,
hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
What?
Dude, if she keeps going the way she is, man, she's liable to be,
Michelle Water.
top best, and so we'll have her on the podcast knowing that she's won the the best.
She's one fight away. This is why she's one fight away. She's number 7. Let's just say she gets her wishes and fights Catalina. She's number 5. She beats her, which she will. You know why? 2 reasons. She's the Karate Hottie. She's been on wax. She's been on wax. Let's be serious.
And we're supporting.
So she wins that. Depending on if other people win or lose, she jumps to like 5 or 4. She's the karate. Like, listen, people that don't know, she's the Karate Hottie. She's ranked number 7, but like on a popularity rank, 1, 2, 3 tops. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
like
easy.
she's by far the most popular women fighter in the world. To be fair,
and beating bigger opponents. Bigger, just taller opponents. That's not easy, dude. That's not
bigger,
easy.
Taller, longer,
reach,
weighs more.
Weighs more. Yeah, you gotta gotta have some heart and fucking toughness to do that shit. She'll choke slam your ass.
I let her. I do this.
You would. Yeah, you. Her husband fucking.
No, her husband will beat our ass.
I won't be there. I won't be there.
Yeah, you will.
Nope.
You have my back. You have my back. You have my back. Oh, you have my back. You have my back. You have my back.
I'm running, dude. I'm running real fast.
I want to let everybody know that when this comes out, we are going to be days. We're already right now live. We're 9 days away. But when this comes out, I don't know, like 5 or 4 days away from Miami. And let me just tell you something, motherfucker. If a Cuban guy gets fucking crazy at you and wants to beat your ass, even though it's your bachelor party, I'm just...
No, you're not. You're a dick.
I'm pulling a Waka Flocka. Look, no hands. I'm just like this. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hey, don't get me wrong. I could put these paws on somebody. I could put these paws on somebody. But if a Cuban guy wants to fight you, I have a Cuban like this and just like this.
Those are pillowcases. Those are nothing.
These are fucking cinder blocks, boy. These are brick boys.
Those are little soft fucking fake titties. Those are.
You have counterfeit hands and tits.
Tits faker than dentures.
I'm serious. No, I'm still riding this high. I'm still riding this Michelle Waterson high, man.
Oh yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. Hopefully she goes to bed thinking those on wax guys gave me a great interview. Better than
I made her laugh a couple times.
Yeah,
I made her laugh.
You're
a couple
kiss
times.
ass. You're a kiss ass. You're a kiss. No, she's awesome though, man. She's real cool.
Yeah, no, seriously. How dope is that?
Oh yeah. Hopefully get this out. Everyone enjoys this interview and all of our antics.
We got to talk about how we want to deliver these because I got the special guest that I had on today. I want to be paired up with the other special guest that we had on last week. That's a part of the same group. We ain't talked about that. We should probably talk about that off wax. But
yeah.
Well, I want to pair them. I want to pair them together.
Oh, for sure. Logistics.
You probably now have heard the episode, but we got Texas legends on it.
I think they've known that by now.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. If you don't know, we get Texas rappers on the podcast of the South on All No X podcast.
Legendary.
Yeah. So I mean, if you don't like Texas rappers, sorry.
Hey. Oh, hold on. Oh, no. They're older and they haven't dropped. Oh, shut your fucking mouth! They're legends. God damn it! What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? That's what I heard somebody say that about somebody that has not been on the podcast, but they were like, "Oh, I haven't heard of them." I'm like,
"Of course you don't, because you're not a fan."
Yeah, I just did this whole thing right here.
I might Ric Flair somebody.
Exit now.
I'm like, Kadoosh!
Yeah. What the fuck you want me to get? Fucking.
Of course they haven't dropped in a while because I mean, let's just admit, 2000s, early mid 2000s, that's when they were popping. So I mean,
what you don't understand is these guys are. I did explain this in the Tight episode, but it's like we listen to these guys religiously.
Oh, everyone did, not just me and you. It wasn't just like a
religiously.
It wasn't just like a LJ and JHen thing. It was a entire city of Houston, Austin, San Antonio listening to these guys or a version of them or SPM or Freestyle Kings or Mike Jones or I mean even in like Alabama, like Alabama down south, Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Georgia.
Fuck yeah.
Georgia. Fuck yeah. All those guys. So I mean, if you weren't on that. If you weren't listening to that type of music during that time, then you wouldn't understand,
You'd probably listen to country. or jazz
or country grammar. Nelly. Oi.
Oi. Wait a minute. Oh.
Nelly was.
Man, this is on Wax the podcast. You already know what the fuck it is. Huh?
I didn't like Nelly. I like 2 or 3 songs.
Shut your mouth. These are one of my favorites, boy.
You were a Band-Aid.
How could you not like? Hold on.
Band-Aid.
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
right here.
My
Let me just.
God.
You forgot. Hold on. I got to do a little. This fans are gonna appreciate this. I'm gonna hear next week. They love this. You ready for my Nelly mixtape? Watch this. If you wanna go and take a ride with me with 3 women in the phone, we can go. Oh, I'm a island anyway. Wait a minute now. Oh, hold on, I'm not done. It's the Midwest swang. Oh,
I don't know that
give me 2 per. I need to the. I believe I've been in my hair for.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Dude, do you remember? Dude, that was Yin Yang Twins before Yin Yang Twins. Or that may have been out whenever Yin Yang Twins was out, but I remember that was a club banger. Hot in.
Oh.
Hot, yeah.
You know what was better in the club? If you like the type of music that me... Oh, you know what the fuck me and LJ used to do? We probably talked about this prior, but if we didn't, and if we did, pretend like you didn't, keep listening. God damn it,
you're stuck here.
LJ, we're like 12 years old, and my parents and his mom used to take us to Spiro's, which is a nightclub off 7th Street on Austin, right next to 6th Street. It's called Spiro's. I think it's still there. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But
maybe
they
not.
used to have teen night. I don't know about every Sunday, but like once a month on Sundays. And let me tell you about teen night.
That was dope.
Teen night was baller. It had downstairs. It had upstairs. It had outside. And guess what else they had?
Special feature.
Tell them what the fuck they had, LJ.
The best feature was the foam parties. Foam. Just foam.
My head.
Foam. You can't see.
I literally have to paddle myself out to see my face, and like you just so hot.
It was hot as fuck in there. Hot, yeah. Trying to get through foam and shit.
We would get into LJ's mom's car,
wet as fuck, messed up seats and everything. Everything's fucked up.
But seriously, like being from Smithville. Overwhelmed. We had little fucking
bonfires,
country dances at the fire station, and then at fucking Thunderbird Park.
7-Eleven get-togethers. We had 7-Eleven.
We used to go to the rec center, the Thunderbird Park. I think that's the name of that shit. Or the fucking fire station.
Or
the elementary or something, or like the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, hate to brag, me and LJ, only teenagers from Smithville going, and I'm pretty sure that's fact. Hey, pretty sure.
I didn't see anyone else there who I knew.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's fact.
Yeah.
But we would go to these teen parties and just LJ, JHen, 2OK, on Max. I mean, we would legit
hat fitted, everything, long tee,
hat
fitted, long
jersey, long
tee, Air Force Ones.
Our white horses would turn pink, bro.
Oh, absolutely. No shit. No shit. They were. It was necessary to get to these phone parties immediately.
I would buy a fresh pair of whites just to get them pink, just so nobody could see them, just to get them pink. Yeah, my God, man.
I could have wore flip-flops in that hoe. Would have been fine.
Shout out to my boy Antoine. Me and my friend Antoine, we were at this like teen party thing, and me and him were dancing. And I just the face that he made and the face that I made, we were right next to each other, right? And we're dancing.
At Spiro's?
And like, no, it wasn't Spiro's. It was something else. I forget what the other place was called. But it's like, she got her hands up on her knees and her balls on her thighs. We were like, oh, right now, yeah. Say, yeah. And I look at Antoine, and Antoine looks at me, and he just goes, yeah. And I was like, oh! And it was like, we still talk about the yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see, yeah. And if you ain't twerking, babe,
Yin Yang Twins were
Yin Yang Twins
dope.
were
fire. I hate it when they left. I
mean, we're talking.
I want them to come back.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When it comes to like club songs, Back That Ass Up, I think everybody gives that number one.
Old people, young people, everybody. Yeah.
I give you one that's really close to that. And it really, to be fair, may be better than Back That Ass Up. Do you know what I'm referring to?
Get Low, Yin Yang?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
When you...
Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum dum dum.
Yeah, that actually, to me, I think that if I picked that one song actually.
Really?
So dope.
There's nothing sicker than when Back That Ass Up. Dun 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 dun.
Sorry.
Dun,
I like Back That Ass Up.
Dun 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 dun. You run to the dance floor, dude.
And then it goes slower. Then it goes. Hey. No, what makes that funny is you could be at the fucking bar, 10 deep, and finally you're up next. You want a cold beverage.
Brew.
Dun, 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 dun. Then you just... fucking drink.
Fucking drink.
Fuck everything.
You gotta get there. You gotta get there. Knocking people over.
And the best part about it, bro, is it goes dun, 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 dun. Then it slows down. It's like dun, dun, dun.
Oh yeah.
Then
girls who can't twerk are twerking. Just
move the head.
Just move the head.
That shit works on that song, goddamn.
Dude, I don't care where you are. You could be at a fucking anywhere. You could be at a wedding, fucking mid ceremony. Dun dun dun. People running.
You could just literally just be paying your respects. No, I'm playing.
You could be you could be in a fucking dead ass sleep. Dun dun dun.
Full mid jack off.
Mid beat, dude.
I only said that because I knew it was going to make him laugh. My bad.
You're disgusting. We just lost fans. We just lost fans.
I think we just gained them. We gained them. That's hilarious, man. No, on a serious note, though, you could literally mid-bite.
Yeah. Yeah, mid-drink, spit the shit out. Yeah. Man. I've done it before. That's the thing. I've done it.
No, I know.
Everyone's done it.
Yeah, I think if I had to rank them, like, Get Low, and that Back That Ass Up. God, dog, man. Yeah. I mean, well, there's probably some more. I mean, this literally, we don't have no agenda with what we're talking about right now.
We're just talking shit right now.
This is freestyle. But yeah, I don't even know. Those songs for sure come to mind.
I'm assuming we're gonna hear that in MIA. A bunch of that, probably a bunch of Cuban music too. So I hope you know how to dance to that.
God, bro,
dude, I'm gonna be dancing.
Would the whole Texas thing work? Hands on your hips and just.
I think so. I'm gonna do a little rock back and forth. You're gonna
need moves.
I don't know. You should. No, what's funny is that you should ask Carlos because that dude can salsa dance like a motherfucker. He's gonna be in paradise.
Carlos can't salsa dance. Carlos can't salsa dance. Carlos can't salsa dance.
He's gonna be in paradise. He came down to DC. We went to a salsa club. He had the whole damn fucking dance floor just looking at him like, who the fuck is this guy? I got
jealous. Shout out to Carlos too.
I got super
in a group
jealous.
Chat, dude, rocking rompers, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Carlos again for saying he listens to Wax. Gotta love that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll wear whatever to Miami. I don't give a shit, dude. It's fucking Miami. I don't think there is a dress code.
I bought some solid Miami gear, boy.
I think shit has to be neon colors, right? In order to you got to stand out.
Sure. Sorry, hold on. Be right back. Hold on.
No.
This is an exclusive, real quick. Keep talking that shit though.
He's gonna put on his thong. But yeah, you have to have bright colors in Miami. I don't know, because I think it's just the vibrance of the of the city. People just do things differently in Miami. I don't know. I just think so. But the shirt that he's about to show you, or what he's about to show you, I'm sure it's gonna be something that is Miami-esque or isk. I'm pretty sure. But I think he bought a whole bunch of clothes for Miami. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm super excited about going. We're all super excited about going. We got about 2 weeks. What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
What we doing?
No way.
What we doing? Should we collar up this motherfucker?
That's exactly what you have to do, dude. That's exactly what you have to wear.
For sure.
That's exactly what you have to wear. You won't pop collar.
I'm in Miami, trick.
I need to go get me one of those bad boys. Actually, I have a shirt in the closet that's yellow, blue, and like white, just solid. Blind your ass if like you look at it too long.
You gotta blind these motherfuckers, man. Gotta blind these motherfuckers.
You gotta blind, dude. You gotta stand out like a fucking
thorn, bro.
Yeah,
stick out like a
thorn. You got to, and you have to have a cold pineapple drink in your hand, mixed with some vodka or something.
Bro,
like that.
If I wasn't Pitbull in the face, Rick Ross in the waist, I would definitely go romper, bro.
Oh, I don't even know where to find a romper. But
Amazon.
No way.
Amazon. Real quick, by the way, on that note, I got my hair cut Tuesday, 3:30, right before the flight. You're talking fresh cut.
Oh, absolutely. If you're not going, what are you on the plane for? If you don't get on with a fresh fucking, with a fresh chop, get off the plane. Go home. Go to sleep. You better have a fresh cut, dude.
Fresh boy.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what to bring to that shit, dude. I mean,
slowly but surely, my whole shit's coming together, bud.
Dude, because I think you like have to dress for the beach. You know, you have to have the vibrant colors. Then you have to dress for the club, so you have to have the, the whole Pitbull, like nice slacks with the black shoes and the button up that stops mid chest. Yeah, so.
I'm growing my chest hair out just for the trip.
You don't have any chest hair.
Yeah. Oh, man, hair boy.
Oh, yeah, baby boy hair.
Man, hair boy. You have Tyrese hair. You have Tyrese hair. You have that baby boy.
You have pubes on your chest. You have nothing.
You have him. You have ground beef on your chest, boy. Ah. Buddy. Right now, Utah's beating OKC, man. Yeah, this is freestyle. If Utah beats OKC, it's 3-1.
3-1 Jazz, right? And I pray to God that they beat OKC because I do not like Russell Westbrook. You don't want to. I'm a Rocket fan, so I want Utah to win because I would rather the Rockets play Utah than OKC. But I just don't
TV
want them to
ratings,
advance. I just don't want them to advance. I don't like how I just don't like Russell Westbrook. I don't like his whole demeanor of trying to get the rebound so I can get the triple double so I can make the Hall of Fame. He's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
It's padded, but whatever. I think so.
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's a little padded. He deserves a lot of it, but I mean, there's definitely times that they let him get those boards just to get that stat. So whatever.
I think it was Colin Hurd or. How you pronounce that? Oh, those are solid. You haven't even taken a bite out of those because you're a vagina.
And I won't. Collector's item.
I'll eat them hoes right now if they're in my face. I'd tear them hoes open.
No, you wouldn't.
Yep.
You'd eat a lot if it's in your face. Keep going.
I sure would. Colin, the fucking Hurd guy, he was saying that he just knows that he's never going to win a championship, so he has to find a way in the Hall of Fame for something.
Right.
That's how you do it, man. Pad your stats.
He could win the championship depending on what team he goes to in the free agency, but I don't think he's going to make a splash. I do not think he's going to splash.
Exactly.
So we'll see. Donovan Mitchell, though. Donovan Mitchell's killing it.
He's solid.
He's doing it.
He's solid. Him and Ben Simmons are my two Rookie of the Year candidates. But
they're everybody's. They're everybody's. Thank you for stating.
No one knows
the obvious. The obvious.
Some people are saying Alonzo Ball's queer ass, and some other people are. Some people are saying. Who else am I hearing?
That's it.
No, I'm hearing maybe one more out there. Maybe Jason Tatum. I don't know. I've heard Jason Tatum out there, but
no,
there's a couple.
Nah. Anywho, LJ, you have anything else you want to do to wrap this motherfucker up? We got to talk about dropping.
Shit, no. Look, we got a lot to drop, people. Expect your fucking notifications to blow up soon.
So you're working with some magic, you be.
Yeah.
What happened?
So expect the notifications to blow up soon because we're about to drop some. About to drop quite a few.
Keep in mind that we're probably going to drop a couple more than average coming up soon before the trip because we want to make sure our people are fed.
You fed them.
We're gonna be gone for a week, so we gotta make sure these motherfuckers is fed.
Gotta make sure they eat. Gotta make sure the streets eat.
X-rated. Yeah, we gotta make sure these. You gotta make sure these streets eat.
Streets eat.
You gotta make sure these streets eat.
Streets
shit,
eat.
You gotta shout out Michelle Waterson, man.
Oh yeah.
So it started with Alexander Hernandez, Courtney Casey, Ashley Yoder, Zach Cummings, Michelle Waterson.
Be sure and listen to the Ashley Yoder and Zach Cummings interviews coming up soon because those are two good episodes, people.
Well, by the way, they should already be out by the time they're listening to this. So if you haven't listened to the motherfucking episodes yet, what the fuck is you doing? Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So listen to those and like them, people. Follow them, people, because they support our wax.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube.
Oh, please.
Follow on IG. Like on Facebook. All of the above. And you know what? If you're listening to this and you have not did this, because we average quite a few listens per episode.
Yeah.
Share, repost, take a screenshot, then do it yourself. There's a shout out to my boy Chris Burr. He always hollers. He's a huge supporter. We appreciate that.
He's one of the first followers.
There's a lot, but I mean, you don't. Again, I press this all the time. You don't realize how much that helps us or makes our day. So let me get my Michelle Waterson on. I appreciate it. I'm gonna continue to try to be humble and try to keep doing what the fuck we're doing. But LJ, we have a lot of big guests on the way, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like coming up, like in the future, or what we have to release? Because I know we have both.
Yeah, we already have shit on wax, and then we have some shit planned. So,
I want the fans to like chime in to see, who do you guys want us to put on wax? I don't know, like who should? I mean, in terms of what we do, like the whole sports, music, acting, comedy.
And keep in mind that we have a lot of UFC fighters and a lot of rappers because that's what I like. So as soon as somebody tells me, hey, I like X, Y, and Z, then I can make that a priority of mine. But I mean, literally, I go from. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just saying. On top of that,
I literally just go from work. I listen to rap music. Then I get home and watch fighting. Then listen to rap music. So that's all I do. So on top of that,
if it's somebody who you want us to interview or someone us to talk to, you can reach out to them. Say, hey, on wax.
Oh,
I mean that'll be great for us. Especially.
Or shout out to my boy Eric. Eric put us down with Rob the Original. That's in the works. Sorry for name dropping because it's supposed to be a surprise. But he's like, hey, I know somebody. I think he'd be dope on the podcast. Let me reach out to him. I reach out to him, and he says yes. So
there you go.
I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces just based on some of the fans making recommendations. So. We's excited. LJ's excited. It took a couple big guests for that motherfucker to get back. By the way, it wasn't just big names. LJ's back in the motherfucking building.
Another big episode for you folks.
Ooh, I don't know. I hate to say this is the biggest. This is not the biggest.
I don't know.
They're all getting big though. I'll say that they're all getting big.
Yeah. I don't know what's big or what's not. I guess I just know that they're all big to us because we do them, but to you guys, I don't have a ranking system because I don't know.
Not with this.
If you ask me, some of our biggest ones, biggest ones to me are the ones that we did a long time ago, that when we first started. But the
Solo Dolo boys,
they're Solo Dolos. But these are these are turning the page. These are page turners. So yeah.
I mean, seriously, man. Texas legends, UFC fighters, ranked top 10s, by the way. Like Alexander, he's ranked like 12th. Courtney's like 12th. Zach Cummings is right up there. We had Ashley Yoder right up there.
Who fights
fucking Michelle Waterson, 17.
Yeah.
Like, it's just getting crazy, man. Zach Cummings has a fight in May. We have what's Mike Jackson has a
big fight.
A chance to make fucking huge. I mean, did I just name drop shit? But it's probably out by the time y'all hear this. Like, we got shit planned like no one's business. Oh, Wax, get behind us while you can, goddammit, because back then they didn't want us, now they hot, they all on us.
Shit, we need that
Shout
person.
out to Mike Jones.
We need that person on.
Shout out to Mike Jones for that
if
lyric.
If you listen to Mike Jones, it's time to get on, buddy. Time to get on X, man. Sure.
Hey.
We got Magno on.
I'm just saying, if you go look at it, Mike Jones follows us. I'm just saying, we're in communication. I'm just saying.
281.
Was just here for the oyster bake. I'm just saying, if you look at my DMs, he's in there. I'm just saying, I didn't want to do it, buddy. Wax the podcast. Let's go.
Your name dropping. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go. Later.
Wax the podcast. Yow.